everyone, my name's Mez and I'm a second year medical student studying at Barts in London, and this is actually the first video I'm filming like a proper face-to-face, so fingers crossed it goes well. And it's currently 27 minutes till my SSC options have to be submitted, so I just thought I'd film a little video explaining how I chose my options and, you know, my kind of thought process behind them. So a little bit about SSCs in general. So SSCs stands for Student Selected Components. Ooh, the sun decided to come out. So student selected components, and I think pretty much all med schools in the UK are supposed to have some sort of program for this, but at mine specifically it gives you around a 2-week block in first and second year, and you get 2 of those blocks, so you can choose to do whatever you want. Basically, it's not really a holiday, but it's 2 weeks out of the normal med school curriculum, so it's a nice little break from lectures and all of that stuff. And they normally just send out a big spreadsheet of all tutors who are doing little projects, and as you go through the years it does get more clinical. So for first year I decided to do, in my first block, dissection. So that was really fun. I did dissection of the upper limb, so we got the choice between upper and lower, and I'm not really a feet person, I guess, but that was really interesting because normally our anatomy teaching is done via pro-section. Yeah, so it was a nice experience, you know, getting in the labs and doing some dissection. It was really tiring though. We'd have like 3-hour sessions every day, or pretty much every day, and then we'd have like a final spotter exam, which was stressful in the moment, but in hindsight it looks looking back, it was actually really helpful when revising for finals, and just spending more time with like pro sections and seeing how things are oriented, because our normal anatomy classes, they're only like an hour long, so you don't get as much time. And the second block I chose was medical cupping, and why I chose that was that one was more closer to our exam time, so I wanted a bit of a chill one, and I was just interested in cupping and like alternative medicine, because me being obviously a Muslim, and in Islam cupping therapy is mentioned as like a type of prophetic medicine, so I was interested in you know, knowing the science behind it and, you know, where it kind of stands in like the NHS. And the doctors who ran the program were so lovely, so I'd really recommend it for any first and second years. And we got to do a little research presentation and got to actually try out cupping. Some people opted in to do the dry cupping, which was so cool to see, and we got to practice wet cupping, where I'm sure is the kind of stereotype, I guess, of like making incisions or little cuts and, you know, bleeding out the kind of bad blood. I've not explained that very well, but we got to practice that on tomatoes, which was kind of cool, and we got our little own cupping sets to take away and practice, so that was really nice. The doctors were also really lovely in, you know, making sure it was specifically medicine related, so we went through like how to take a history of a patient who wanted to go for cupping and what the contraindications were for that, and also things like, you know, how to run your own private clinic and the opportunity you get through that, and outside the general, you know, treadmill of medicine careers. So the option choices for second year and how I kind of went around them was, I didn't actually really like much of the options, to be honest. They said it was more clinical, but there was a strong focus on surgery and like orthopedics/trauma, which I guess a lot of people are interested in, and that fair enough, but I'm not. I love watching it on TV. Chicago Med is like one of my all-time faves, but I don't know, I feel like I'd get too engrossed in the pressure of everything, so I was like, maybe not for me. So from the rest of them I tried to look at the specialties I was interested in, and there's obviously people have their like favorites and interests, but there's no reason you should have like a solid specialty from the get-go. So don't worry if people are saying from like week 1 of freshers saying, oh, I'm gonna be a pediatric cardiothoracic surgeon or something like that, because my top 3 specialties rotate continuously depending on who I talk to and interact with. Currently the top 3 is obs and gynae, so women's health, pediatrics, so with children and adolescents, and dermatology. I did have an interest in surgery at one point, but I think I kind of got put off it from just being at med school and like the culture surrounding surgery. It's not very female friendly, shall we say. Not that that should put me off it, but I mean, I could make a whole separate video of why I've taken a step back from surgery. Similarly with psychiatry, although we have started psychiatry placements literally yesterday, so it's kind of swayed me again. I'm so easily influenced. But those were my top 3. So I tried to look through the options and see, do any of them suit my interests, because I want to start, building my portfolio from the pre-clinical years and try and develop that as I go through and build those connections with potential consultants and future colleagues. So now I'm gonna just show them like my thought process of thinking through them and how I decided which ones I defo don't want to do, and some things you should take into consideration when choosing your options. So for year 2, my 2 blocks are in December and in May, so they are quite spread out, and clearly the May one is quite close to exams. And what a lot of older years have said is you want to kind of choose a chill SSC option towards exams where you don't have to put in too much work and you get time to revise. So for my first block at number 1, I've chosen to do, or hopefully have put down on my choice, is opening. So the first one I've chosen to put down is the Teddy Bear Hospital. Now this is kind of run by a society here at Barts where they volunteer with local primary schools and teach them about medicine and healthcare, and the dentists will also come and do how to keep your teeth clean and that kind of thing. I really wanted to volunteer with them last year, but time commitments didn't work out, so having that SSC option this year looked really cool, and I'm really interested in the running consultant who's leading the program. She seems amazing and I'd love to meet her and get taught by her, and there's opportunity of going into pediatric clinics, and working with children is always nice and learning about them. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be a competitive one, which is why I've chosen to put that first. There's only 15 spaces for each one, so fingers crossed I get one. There's also, I think, an opportunity to do a research poster with them, so that's another aspect I'm interested in as well. So for 2 and 3, I've chosen to put down dissection. I didn't not enjoy it last year, but it was tiring, and I thought the end goal benefits of having that knowledge, especially in lower years when it is more anatomy focused in exams, I think it's important to have the opportunity to do it, if not in first year, in second year definitely. And this year we get the opportunity to do either the thorax or the abdomen. Again, no particular interest in either gastro or cardio-resp, so I put thorax first because I guess I find the heart more interesting than the stomach. But again, I have no preference. I'm hoping I get the Teddy Bear Hospital one, but if not, I'm happy to do dissection and get that learning. So the next one on my list is acupuncture. Similarly to the reasons why I chose medical cupping and last year, I'm interested in alternative medicine and seeing how the sort of not standard ways of care can actually help people. So, but with acupuncture, there's only 2 spaces in each block, and there's over, I want to say 400 people in our year group, so I don't know how competitive. Well, it's obviously going to be very competitive, so I wouldn't mind doing that one. I think also looked into who's running that, and the doctor running, he's also a consultant psychiatrist, which I thought was really interesting, considering how sort of hands-on acupuncture is compared to, he's obviously done a specialty and specializing in psychiatry, so picking his brains on why he chose that. And then the last kind of 5, 6, 7 are the fifth one is innovation in medicine. That's kind of like using technology and medical education and working with like a startup tech company. I think a couple of my friends did that last year and it looked quite fun, so I wouldn't mind doing that. And then the last two are like essay based. It's one on like history of medicine and one on how social media affects medicine. And obviously I don't particularly mind writing essays. I think it's one of my strong points, but obviously for everyone it's not going to be, so if you don't like essays I wouldn't recommend those ones. I know I can easily probably bang one out in a couple of days, so it wouldn't take up too much of a time commitment for me to put those as like a bottom choice, and they usually have like 70 spaces, so if you don't get those then it would be very unlikely to not have them. And on the actual option form, when you submit it, there's an option to put down 10 choices, but because it's done on a first come first served basis, you want to get the form submitted as quick as you can. So I'd say go for a max 6 to 7 choices, so when you're typing them, you have them there ready for you. And so for my second block, I put the Telipa Hospital again for number 1, because hopefully if I don't get it for my first choice, I'll get it for my second one. The second option that they had was this course called Anatomical Art, which again, I was kind of debating on whether putting it down or not, because I am still reliving trauma from art GCSE. But I think it's hopefully fun. I know the assessment is portfolio based, so I'm hoping that doesn't take up too much time, because I am a perfectionist at heart. And but because that one's quite close to exams and it's only offered in the second block, and there's no choice to put it for the first one. So hopefully if I get it, it acts as some kind of stress relief before exams. But I think, using the creative arts in almost a therapeutic way of dealing with medicine, as they are very much intertwined, is really interesting to me. And there is an opportunity to do something like that as an intercalated master's here at barts, so maybe that might inspire me to do something like that. Now there's literally like 9 minutes left until my form has to go off, so I'm going to go prepare for that and maybe do a little bit of filming of me submitting it, but it's going to be very like fast typing, stuff like that. Filming on my phone is 2 minutes left. I don't know why I'm getting so stressed, but let me show you. Can I not flip the camera? Okay, so I've got the link quiz thingy open. Oh my god, it's 1 minute, and on incognito and on another tab, and then I've got all of these here too, so like, well, I should probably cover that, but like my email and all the codes up ready. But yeah, I'm gonna do it now. Okay. Oh. 5 seconds. Oh my gosh. Go. No, go. Oh my god. God, my fingers are shaking. Done. Let me check. Okay. Oh. It's submitted. Okay. So fingers crossed. That should just. Oh, sorry, I'm blanking out. Oh my god. I've submitted mine, don't worry, but I thought I'd reload it and show you the form. So it will probably be same for you guys in first year, but it's just you put your student stuff in there, just have it ready to copy and paste, and then you put in your codes, so you don't even need to type the main thing. Just put in your codes for each. Again, don't have to fill everyone, at least 1. I just did 6 for each, and then you just press confirm. Don't worry if the email confirmation doesn't come through either, because it came like 5 minutes after everyone else, so don't worry about that. Yeah, I hope you guys found this video useful in either choosing SSC options or knowing how to work it out, because they kind of just shove a massive spreadsheet of loads of different things at you, and it's a bit daunting trying to work out what you might want to do. But as always, feel free to leave comments down below and message me on Instagram if you want. More than happy to answer anything, either barts or medicine related. I'll try my best to answer. But yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.